My dear brothers and sisters, we are going today to talk about the responsibility of the educated in society. The responsibility in society is huge and requires a different quality of the human being. Who is this human being and what are his or her tasks? The first task is that inner transformation precedes social transformation. Inner transformation starts by returning to self and asking the critical questions. Who am I? Where and what I want to be? Inner transformation means blaming nobody for my shortcoming. قُلْ هُوَ مِنْ عِنْدِ أَنفُسِكُمْ. Say to them, it is from yourselves. وَمَا أُبَرِّئُ نَفْسِي. Nor do I absolve my own self. بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة ولو ألقى معاذيره. Nay, man will be evidence against himself, even though he was to put up his excuses. Inner transformation, my dear brothers and sisters, means looking inwardly to discover myself and becoming aware of my strengths and weaknesses. Inner transformation is my responsibility that cannot be delegated, and it stems from the free will granted to me from Allah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change it themselves. This is autonomy par excellence. There is nothing more than that to show that the human being is the agent of change. It is a continuous and creative change from the state of being to the state of becoming the best I can be. And I want to connect this with what we said about Hijrah being also universalized to mean this continuous movement from the state of being to the state of becoming. What matters here is the quality of the human being produced from this transformation and evolution. The product is a new and a true human being who actualizes his or her humanity and liberates himself or herself from superstition, from frozen traditions and fanaticism. New and true human beings who understand their own character as created by Allah, with the capacity to be active and effective in this world on one hand, and on the other hand have the capacity to free their souls from what they have accumulated or achieved. So inner transformation must precede outer transformation or social transformation. The second task is read your society. The task of reading and understanding the characteristics and complexities of a society is not easy. We have to discover our potentials and increase our capabilities in order to acquire a deeper understanding of the society. Sciences like sociology, psychology, anthropology, human geography, history, philosophy of history, and other social sciences provide new tools for such complex endeavor. This task is the engagement of a witness. And when we say a witness, it means that this person has to be present. I cannot convince a judge in a court of law that I have a witness until I bring that witness personally and be present in person in the court. And so when we say witness, it means being present in society physically, mentally, and emotionally and also spiritually. إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ شَاهِدًا وَمُبَشِّرًا وَنَذِيرًا. Before the Prophet was described as bringer of tidings and a warner, Bashiran wa Nadhira, he was described as a witness. We have truly sent you as a witness, Shahidan, as a bringer of glad tidings and as a warner. لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. That you might be witnesses over the nations, and the messenger, as the messenger, was a witness over yourselves. The objective of this engagement is to discover where the society stands in the currents of history and understand the social realities, ideas, and institutions. This level of engagement will enable us to identify the social problems and bring them to the consciousness of the people. The next step is to change the social problem into a specific social issue. Let us take an example. To say there is a problem in Lake County regarding mental health is not enough. But when we ask the question, what are the resources available for patients who suffer from mental illnesses, and how access of these resources can be facilitated, believe me, the mobilization of the community for help becomes easier. In this way, you have transformed the problem into specific issues that can be easily tackled. So, inner transformation precedes social transformation. The second task, read your society. The third task, connect with the people and nas in the terminology of Quran. Our target is the people or the masses. The emphasis on the people and nas in Quran is very explicit. In contrast to the elite, al-mala', they have no interests or special agendas. We always say that Quran starts in the name of Allah and ends with an-nas. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, min al-jinnati wan-nas. The last word is an-nas, which means that the focus of Quran is an-nas, hudan lin-nas, guidance for the people. So we have to adopt and own their problems and behave as their advocates. وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُ نُورًا يَمْشِي بِهِ فِي النَّاسِ. We gave a light, or gave him the light, whereby he can walk amongst people. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. You are the best of peoples evolved and produced for mankind, الناس. In order to make the masses aware of the social facts, we have to use their language during communication. It is a public language that they understand and it resonates in their minds, and not the language of the professional or the propaganda of special interest groups. To master the language of the people is to understand their needs and concerns. Therefore, when we speak, we are truly speaking on their behalf and expressing what is inside them. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن نَبِيٍّ مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. We have not sent a messenger except in the language of his people, so he can make it clear for them, or make his message clear to them. In other words, the success of the messenger is because he is speaking in the tongue of his people. He is expressing what is inside them, and then his message will resonate in their minds and in their hearts. Take for example Musa alayhi salam. He was the one who spoke in the palace of the Pharaoh. Why? Because he was familiar with the protocols of the palace and the language of its inhabitants. While Harun alayhi salam, Aaron on the other hand, who spoke the language and the accent of the children of Israel, was an essential asset for the mission of Moses. So they complement each other. وأخي هارون هو أفصح مني لسانا فأرسله معي ردءا. And my brother Harun, Aaron, he is more eloquent in speech than I. So send him with me as a helper. Adding a new language to your own is a good idea, and it is never late. Speaking the language of the people enables us to work closely with them in order to discover the root causes of stagnation or the reasons of going backwards in reference to their ideals and the principles. When we say going backward in reference to what? In reference to the ideals and the principles. How close or how far we are from them. Then work with them to find the right solutions to get closer and closer to these ideals and the principles. Shortcuts, premature actions don't work. They have to be avoided. Every action should run its own natural course, and any attempt to hasten the results may jeopardize such action and lead to catastrophes. So again, the first task is inner transformation must precede inner transformation. Second, read your society. Third, connect with the people. The fourth one is to present a clear vision for social transformation. We need to bring a clear vision to the people. Prophets were successful in introducing their message to the masses, defining their objective and the way to achieve that objective. In other words, they gave them the address and the directions. As we put it before, from the experience of Nuh alayhi salam, when he asked his people to embark the ark, he said, Bismillahi majreha wa mursaha. That ark will move in the name of Allah and also with a clear destination and a clear direction. Majreha is the direction and mursaha is the destination, and both should be in the name of Allah. Our mission should not be different. If affording housing in Lake County is my objective, I have to state it clearly and work with others and put the right steps to achieve that objective. Changing the status quo of society is not achieved by going back in history, but by understanding the movement and the continuation of history. Any attempt to move masses into the current of history without such understanding or vision will be futile or leads to crisis. Our real role is to make tomorrow's history. In conclusion, these tasks, inner transformation preceding social transformation, reading the society, connecting with the people, and presenting to them a clear vision are the responsibility of a human being who is continuously thinking about himself or herself and the society. Every one of us has the potential to be a thinker, to be an intellectual, once he or she accepts the challenge to be transformed and lead the change needed in society. The intellectual or the educated is not measured by the amount of knowledge or the degree of intelligence. I may accumulate so many degrees or diplomas, but if I am not connected with my society and close and owning their problems, my all knowledge will not be helpful. So let us end this by a new definition of the educated slash intellectual. The educated or the intellectuals are human beings of insight who bring the realities in society to the consciousness of the people and seize the right moment to change the status quo.